It might be April Fool's, but guess what? I got something that's not a joke. E3 is dead, officially. We told you 4 years ago it was, and well, here we're going to have official ceremony for it. And also, PlayStation tried to do a Game Pass, and it's not exactly great.
Yeah.
I think those are the two big things of the week.
Yeah. Did you see any good April Fool's things?
Nothing. I saw some, like, I didn't see anything that was good where I was like, hey, that's a pretty good one. A lot of it was the usual.
Yeah.
Did you see the old, like, why are you guys here? Didn't you hear there's no work today? Typical.
Yeah. Classic.
The old sports ones. Oh, blah, blah, blah's coming out of retirement or blah, blah, blah's doing it. Like, no, none of that. No. WoW ones.
Yeah, I saw the patch one.
Yeah, 9.4. Everybody knows it's fake immediately from there, but the writing's usually pretty decent. Of like,
yeah, I liked it. It was
blurring
very
the
like
lines of it a little bit.
Yeah, that, and it was like very self-aware of. Like,
yeah, some of the rogue JPC put a tweet out that's specifically was a thing that a lot of rogues have been asking for is to have Outlaw's ability called I think it's Blade Flurry uncapped, and it's currently capped at I believe 8 targets or whatever. But it's not uncapped; it is hard capped. So everybody's like, "Can you just uncap us? Why everybody else is uncapped?" So he put up a very patch note looking thing that says it's uncapped, and just baiting people in with the April Fool's jokes.
Razer put out something yesterday.
Ooh, Synology put out something today as well.
So the Razer one was a haptic suit, and I'm not sure if it's real.
It's not yet.
Or if it's
but Razer's one of those ones where like, ha ha ha, we put out a toaster, and then ha ha ha, a year later it's real.
Yeah, well, they put it out yesterday, so I'm like, is this real or is this April Fool's?
It was April Fool's in Korea, wasn't it?
Maybe.
They technically are ahead of us, I believe, right? That's how time zones work?
I don't know how time zones work. I'm not a Time Lord.
Exterminate. Oh, it's Daleks. Never mind.
Close enough.
Yeah, whatever. I don't watch Doctor Who. The one I saw from Synology was that they had created a new product. Synology, if you don't know, I know you know, but if you don't know, are a storage solution company that make NASs and everything else. I highly recommend them. I found them easy to work with. But they put out one that was for floppy disks. And they like put the specs out of like you could store 5 megabytes and read write speeds of 115 kps, and I was like, oh my, I'd buy it for the meme.
Good old floppy.
Wouldn't even be able to store JPEG on it right now, but it'd be fun.
Would be something. Well, we got a lot of shit to go through, so we might as well get it kicking
with things such as.
New releases that are new and fresh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Lawn Mowing Simulator, that's fresh.
Fresh cut grass.
Yeah.
Number 1, Lost Judgment, the Cato Files DLC. Number 2, Abermore. I'm going to go with Abermore for the PC. Number 3, Crusader Kings 3 for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Number 4, GTA Plus for GTA Online. Why did I put that in the list? Number 5, In Nightmare for PlayStation 4. Number 6, World Rally Championship 10 for the Switch. Man, imagine using a steering wheel on the Switch. Number 7, Death Stranding Director's Cut for the PC. Don't think too hard about it, Matt. Number 8, Big Bang Pro Wrestling for the Switch. Number 9 even, Koromon for the PC. Number 10 is Fix Fox for the PC. Number 11 is Lawn Mowing Simulator for the PlayStation. You gotta mow those lawns, man.
Not yet, but soon. Might go electric this year.
Well, that'd be interesting.
We'll see. Need a new lawnmower.
Yeah, I say it probably would work for you. Would not. Work
it would not work for you. Well, they make electric riding ones.
Yeah, I know. And even then, I'm still between money and then I'm like, how much charge do I get?
Some of them you can do like an acre and a half.
I don't know. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I relatively know what an acre is, but I couldn't. If you told me to, hey, point to a size that you think is an acre, I'd be like, oh.
I would guess that what you mow is like a third of an acre. Yeah. Maybe actually, if you mow all the way back, maybe that would be an acre. All of it. Yeah, but most of that's wooded.
Yeah, I know, but it's just weird to me to think.
So,
that
like, my
19
lawn...
It's weird to me to think that 19 of it's back there.
My lawn is half an acre. The whole thing, the whole plot. Not just the lawn, but the whole plot my house exists on is half an acre.
Isn't that like that side of my house?
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. It might be a third to a full acre that you mow.
Okay,
you mow.
Anyway,
we're working things out over here, guys.
Math, it's
All
hard.
right?
Number 12, Midnight Ghost Hunt for the PC. Number 13, Moss Book 2 for the PSVR. So you can play as that mouse the second time.
Cool.
Number 14, Pirates of Gravite for the PC. Number 15, Weird West for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 16, Flat Kingdom Papers Cut Edition. Oh, something just broke in my brain. PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Bad brain. Number 17, Terrorbane for the PC and Switch.
Those names, man, they're getting wackier.
That one was just weird because it was not. I was expecting the apostrophe S to be on Flat Kingdoms Paper Cut Edition, not Flat Kingdom Papers Cut Edition.
Specifically designed to fuck with you.
Man, some of those games, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want me to lead things off?
Sure.
Okay. Mike Frazzini, head of Amazon Games, is leaving both the division and Amazon itself. Bloomberg reports Frazzini informed staff of his departure on Friday, with a spokesperson telling the site that he was leaving to focus on family. Frazzini has been overseeing Amazon's video game attempts since 2009, prior to which he spent 5 years working in the online giant's books department. Bloomberg reports, didn't Amazon start as like a book thing?
Initially, yes. They were basically the premier online book distributor.
Wild. We've come a long ways. Well, they've come a long ways. We've not come very far.
We're about the same.
Yep. Let's hear. Bloomberg reports employees have previously criticized him for straying from traditional games development and publishing strategies, noting that he was a newcomer to video games when he first took over the division. What do you think? It's probably going to be a positive thing, I would assume, if they put the right person in.
I mean, my thing is just wondering if it's even going to really, really change anything.
Yeah, I guess it depends on, like, it's so weird now because, like, a large company like Amazon, like, how much control does someone like that really have?
It's not even just that. They've spent, what was the number we knew before New World? 500 million, right?
Yeah, it was
on games like that they had invested in themselves before New World's launch. That had been abject failures and shutterings and cancellations, and they shut down the Lord of the Rings thing and yada 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 yada. And then New World launched. It had its hot month because they paid every Twitch creator in the world to stream it, and then it died immediately.
Yeah.
Now they have a roadmap that they're still trying to add things to it and like continue to support it at least for a little while longer, but I can't see it lasting 2 more years. Lucky if it makes it to another full year from now.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, even if you put a new head of games in, I don't know that if one person fixes the issue.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one person I think could if they went in and just started a massive overhaul, but
right. But you'd have to have like the king of games, Phil Spencer, like somebody with that amount of not prestige, but like power over the whole thing. Like
I can think of someone who's retired and could come out of retirement.
Me.
Now, I mean, he's I don't know if I'd say retired.
Reggie?
Yes.
I already knew who it was, but yeah. I like the idea of me going there more. I could see it happening as well, but I don't know that he
He wouldn't do it,
I
first
don't-
off.
Well, one, he wouldn't do it, but two, I don't know that suits him. I think he likes being the kind of like CEO that, he inputs on things, but he doesn't
Yeah.
like fully point people like, no, you need to do X, and you need somebody that wants a like total control, keep the rest of Amazon away from them while they develop what they need to.
Sean Layton.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That would be very interesting. Number 2, a humble bundle set up to raise money for Ukrainian aid has closed, with 473,000 contributors raising over $20 million in total. 100% of the proceeds raised will be donated to Razum for Ukraine, International Rescue Committee, International Medical Corps, and is that Corps? Yeah, Corps. And Direct Relief, which provides, quote, vital humanitarian crisis relief efforts for the people of Ukraine today. End quote. Humble announced the closure of the bundle and the total figure raised via Twitter and added, Thank you all for your support. I am dyslexic. In the same vein, Epic Games' efforts to raise money for relief efforts in Ukraine have now reached 100 million, and the effort still has several days to go.
It's kind of ridiculous to think about.
Yeah.
Epic, in essentially one game,
Yep,
Fortnite, raised over $100 million.
Yep.
And Epic's like, yeah, you can have that. We don't really need that.
That's not even 1/5 of what they made that month.
Yeah. They're like, nah. Drop in the bucket.
I'm half surprised they didn't say, yeah, we'll match that.
They still might.
Just like, yeah, double down.
They still might. All right, number 3, the European Parliament announced that it had agreed with the European Council on text for the Digital Markets Act, or the DMA, which would require companies operating, quote, core platform services, like social networks and search engines, to abide by rules mandating interoperability and more open platforms. I've seen this idea applied mostly to Apple. The Verge confirmed with the European Commission that the legislation would apply to smartphones, allowing iPhone users to run apps and developers to collect payments without going through Apple. All the rules would require interoperability so that large messaging services like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger open up on request to smaller services. Users of smaller services would then be able to exchange messages, files, and video calls with their counterparts on larger services. My thought here is I wonder what the ripple effects would be and how it would affect the games industry, and even if it would apply. Because theoretically it could apply to like console markets as well, console stores, because they are, what was the wording here? Core platform services.
Right.
The EU is like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Liberal, maybe?
I mean, they are.
With their regulations. Remember our heated debate on USB-C and Lightning? That was an EU thing.
That's yep.
And then,
don't even bring it back up because
see the engineer thing.
Which engineer thing?
The engineer. All right, so the guy who put the USB-C on the iPhone,
and we're back,
put a Lightning port on an Android phone as well.
Okay,
just kind of like just to flex his engineering cojones.
Just get to one.
I think we should just go back to fucking crazy eyes over here. It was like, what are you about to say, motherfucker?
It was the beginning of a sentence that was half a second away, or like half a cousin removed of the old. Well, you know what I think. Start or that's so funny. Yeah.
I got nothing though. It's just an interesting thought. We'll see how it plays out.
You want to 30 pin it back up?
What's up?
Go back to the 30 pin?
Yeah. I still have that. I still have one of those cables, and I have an iPhone 4.
I have a video somewhere.
What I'd like, really, legitimately, and then we can move on, is I'd like my fucking headphone jack back, please.
Oh, boo-hoo. I have one. Suck it.
Okay, I'm going to take the high road here. Just going to keep my mouth shut.
He's gonna keep it shut until he hits me lower on down this dock for something else.
I got no plans. Let's come up with some while you read the next one.
Bungie has filed a lawsuit against number 5. All right, number 4. Bungie has filed a lawsuit against anonymous senders of recent fraudulent DMCA strikes, as reported by Torrent Freak. The suit says that the false reports have disrupted Bungie's player community and streamers, as well as causing nearly incalculable damage. I can read. To the publisher itself. Last week, the Destiny maker reported that it was aware of a number of copyright takedowns happening to YouTube videos of its title from content creators and those from its own official channels. Bungie's suit also expresses a concern with YouTube's system and how users can report videos. Bungie said, quote, though defendants were able to send fraudulent notices because of a hole in YouTube's DMCA process security, which allows any person to claim to be representing any rights holder in the world for purposes of issuing a DMCA takedown. In other words, as far as YouTube is concerned, any person anywhere in the world can issue takedown notices on behalf of any rights holder anywhere. End quote. With the suit, Bungie intends to find out the identity of the anonymous DMCA reporter and seek monetary restitution.
Bungie. Taking on YouTube's DMCA.
Literally has been taken on so many times because it is actual bullshit. Because this can happen. This is not the first time.
Oh, yeah. This is a regular occurrence. Tis baloney. Activision Blizzard is ready to clear one gender discrimination lawsuit off the docket, as a federal court today approved the publisher's pending settlement with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. We talked about this settlement last week, and now it's official. The EEOC suit said employees were, quote, subjected to sexual harassment that was severe or pervasive to alter the conditions of employment, end quote, and that Activision Blizzard, quote, failed to take corrective and preventative measures, end quote, when informed of it. Additionally, the EEOC alleged that Activision Blizzard discriminated against employees who became pregnant and fired or constructively discharged employees who complained about sexual harassment or pregnancy discrimination. The settlement also stipulates, this is my favorite part, that Activision Blizzard is not admitting to wrongdoing or liability.
That would be the equivalent of cookie jar scenario.
Yeah.
I've eaten all the cookies.
Which I've done that before, yes.
Let's be honest, we both have.
Yes.
And I am now covered, like, messily, chocolate chip cookies, and they were still warm. So I got chocolate all over my face. I got crumbs all over me.
Yeah.
And they're like, did you eat all of them? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, of course.
But I will make you some new cookies. Why, if you didn't eat them? Don't worry about it.
Just drop it.
Stop looking at me.
Here's $50.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's to pay you for the cookies that I did not eat. Do you understand?
Oh, Blizzard / Activision.
But mostly Blizzard. You pieces of shit.
I was about to say the famous last words. There's only one way to go from here. That's up.
Not with all the other lawsuits. Number 6, Microsoft and Gamers Outreach announced the Beyond Xbox Therapeutic Play program. The initiative advocates for gaming to help support recovery and provide a means of connections for children in hospitals. Alongside the program announcement, both companies have also released a short documentary, Beyond Xbox, A Player Like Me. The film depicts how two young people living with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome meet each other from playing Forza Horizon 5. I am going to look that up now.
Okay.
I keep waiting, by the way, and never mind.
Waiting for what?
There to be like a fake story in here, and you have punked me at some point.
Oh no,
because I would have Ron Burgundied it potentially until if you wrote it well enough.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't do any fake news in here, but I also, as we're reading this, I don't recall doing any of this.
Oh, all right. So you blacked out during the doc.
I might have. All right. Number 7. There will be no E3 this year. Period.
It's a group of inherited disorders that mostly affect the skin, joints, and blood vessels. That requires a medical diagnosis, lab tests, imaging, chronic, so it can be years or lifelong. Affects connective tissue, primarily the skin, joints, and blood vessel walls. All right. Interesting.
Is that irritation, pain, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I don't know. They do have the zebra as their logo, and I know somebody that also is repped by a zebra. So I don't know if they have that, and I forgot what the name of it was, or if it's something else.
Interesting. There will be no E3 this year.
Rip.
In a tweet, Will Powers, PR for the gaming peripheral manufacturer. Go ahead.
Isn't Will Powers also? Or am I thinking of somebody? What's his last name? What's the F1 guy's name? Isn't it Will something?
F1 guy. There's a
reporter.
Will
Is it Will Powers?
No, Buxton.
Oh, is it Will Buxton?
I don't know. There's a Will Powers somewhere. I went to school with Will Powers as well.
All right. Well, never mind.
There's a Will Powers in racing. I can't remember where or what he does, but you're not wrong. PR for gaming peripheral manufacturer Razer said that he received an email stating the digital event was canceled. According to a tweet from Axios' Steven. Is that Steven or Stefan?
Steven.
Maybe he prefers Stefan.
Not in any context I've ever heard his name used.
Okay. Steven Totilo. Tortellini. The ESA said, quote, E3 will return in 2023 with a reinvigorated showcase that celebrates new and exciting video games and industry innovations, end quote. Jeff Keighley wasn't going to miss the opportunity and conveniently stepped in to announce that his Summer Game Fest is confirmed for June of this year.
I can't remember what the order was, but he also at some point tweeted out a winking face and just that.
What a twat.
Again, we called this 3 years ago.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure beginning of pandemic when we were like, oh man, what's E3 going to do? And they're like, well, it's going to die. So,
do you think it will be back?
E3?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Same.
I just don't think they ever did enough to adapt themselves to survive in the 3 years they had a chance to.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard of them making serious changes as far as people who are the decision makers.
And everybody started doing their own show.
So I'm assuming that they are incapable of reinvigorating the show. And really, I don't know, like, I can't imagine how you pivot to reinvigorate it at this point with knowing with what you're saying. Like,
everybody's doing their own show, so nobody wants to, like, deal with any restrictions or anything else when they know they could just do their own thing. So, yeah. I think before it was a sake of a convenience type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, all right, we can just plan around this one thing. And like, sure, the planning around the one thing is hectic, but it's just this one thing, and like we know where it's going to be and when it's going to be, and yada yada. But now when they realize, like, no, we don't need that, and we can control the entire message ourselves, and people will still tune in and watch whenever we say we're going to do it, well, that changes.
Yeah, what's the point? Sad to see it go in a way. Well, it's mixed emotions. Sad because of what it once was.
Right, the
necessarily,
nostalgia factor of it.
Not necessarily sad in its current form to see it go.
No, its current form was an empty shell of its old self.
In its current state, I'd rather see it die than limp on for another how many years.
Yeah, put it out of its misery.
Take it out back. Shoot it in the head.
Just look at the sunset, Lenny.
Getting dark.
That's what happens when the sun sets. Number 8, PlayStation is uniting PS Now and PS Plus to form a new 3-tier subscription service. The new service, sitting under the PS Plus brand, is set to go live in June and will include a number of new features. And here we go. Good luck paying attention to this. PlayStation Plus Essentials is the same as PlayStation Plus service today, which includes 2 monthly downloadable games, online multiplayer access, game discounts, and cloud storage. It costs the same, $10 a month, $25 for 3 months, or $60 a year. PlayStation Plus Extra includes all of the above, but adds a collection of 400 PS4 and PS5 games that can be downloaded. These games will include the likes of Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, God of War, Returnal, Mortal Kombat 11, and Death Stranding. More titles, including those from third-party developers, will be announced later. Additional titles will be added on a regular basis. PlayStation Plus Extra will cost $15 a month, $40 for 3 months, or $100 a year. PlayStation Plus Premium includes everything I just said, but also adds classic games from the PS1, PS2, and PSP, which can be downloaded or streamed, time-limited game trials, and PS3 and PS4 game streaming. This service will cost you $18 a month, or $50 for 3 months, or $120 a year, so double the basic price. PlayStation has decided against putting its first-party games into the service on the day they come out, in contrast to the Xbox Game Pass equivalent. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, PlayStation CEO Jimmy Ryan says that doing such a thing would result in less investment into its studios and could lead to lower quality games. For reference, Sony's combined PS Plus and PS Now install base sits at around 50 million.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't like anything about this.
So just for the record, I don't have PlayStation Plus now. Like, I don't need it for anything I play.
You don't have PlayStation Plus right now? Or you don't have PlayStation Plus or now?
Yes.
Both.
Yes. I have neither service. Okay. I haven't had the online part for 5 years. Whenever we stopped playing GTA.
Okay.
Because it was like GTA, then we came back. I came back for like that one Destiny raid, but I can't remember if that was after or before GTA. And then that was it. And then I was like, all right, I'm good. I don't need this anymore. I play my online stuff on the PC. And I've never seen a reason to go back. And I was like, oh, maybe this would be the chance to go back because you could get, The Last of Us, Tsushima, Returnal, God of War, all those things day one when they came out. Oh, they're not going to do that. Okay, cool. I have absolutely no reason to do it. Oh, and if they were going to do it, it would probably be in the $120 a year one. And I'm not paying that.
Yeah. The only reason why...
I'm not even tempted to pay the $18 a month for that.
No. The only reason why I would up tier from what I would normally have to pay to get PlayStation Plus is for the first party games on day one.
It would be the first party games on
or
day
even
one.
If they said a week later. Or,
the same thing. It would be a week later or day one, or it should be technically a week before, honestly, if you're paying for the $120 version.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I would do what I normally do with all these services. If they were stacked up close enough, or even if they weren't stacked up exactly close enough, I would start my subscription where it made the most value sense. So I could snag like 2 releases in 1 to 2 payments type of thing and save myself $75.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is just, to me, I saw it and everything, and I was like, this is just a money grab. Like, the fact that you put your classics in the top tier, knowing that out of everything that you say you're adding to this service, that's what people would be most interested in. And you're like, oh, let me just put it in the most expensive tier. And then on top of that, your reason for not putting first-party games into the Surface is that by doing that, you would invest less money into your first-party studios.
Yeah, which means you just wouldn't. Why would you not give them more money? I don't under.
Yeah,
What?
basically, it's them PR spinning the fact that, oh, we would make less money that way.
Yeah.
So this is dumb.
Sure, that's true. You would, but
I don't know. I don't know. Like, my assumption of seeing this would be like, this is going to be a big failure. But I don't understand anything that happens in the video game industry anymore. So I could be 100% wrong on that.
I would guess that you will just see the. Could you have now without Plus
That's a good question.
prior to this?
Prior to this, I'm pretty sure you could have now and not have Plus.
Okay, so if that's true, here's what's about to happen in roughly 3 months. Whenever they do another thing, they're going to have a number-driven conversation that says, since we've introduced this new thing, 3 months after, not 3 months from now, 3 months after they put this in effect in June. So, like, I don't know, Tokyo Game Show time or Paris Games Week time, Gamescom even, like that window, so September, October type of thing. They're going to say something along the lines of this. Since we've changed our subscription model, we have seen a drastic increase in the number of users of our PlayStation Plus subscription model. Because what's going to happen is the people that had now, if you could have now without Plus, are going to just go get Plus. And now you combined the two pools of the whatever the difference was in the Venn diagram are now one.
Yeah.
So now you have one giant pool, and then they have two other tiers, but those two tiers are in the same circle. So they will probably just say that we have X amount of PlayStation Plus subscribers, and that'll be the end of it. They won't necessarily do a full breakdown of what tier they're at. But they'll just say we have an increased number of PlayStation Plus subscribers, and that'll be basically the end of it.
So, let me figure this out real quick. Do you know how much PlayStation Now costs off the top of your head?
I wanted to say it was $10 a month at least.
I'm going to look it up just to be sure. Because, so now to get PlayStation Now, you would have to be in the $15 a month.
Yes. Right?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so that's shiesty.
Yes.
So PlayStation Now currently is $10. It's the same as PS Plus Essentials. It's $10 a month, $60 a year.
Okay, so I was right.
Yes.
Okay.
So essentially,
you're forced to get PlayStation Plus.
You're forced to get Plus Extra.
Right.
If you want to keep
$100
Now.
one. Yeah.
So they essentially just made PlayStation Plus more expensive.
If you were using Now at all. Yes.
Yeah. I didn't see anywhere. I mean, I would assume PlayStation Now is going bye-bye.
That's my understanding. Yeah.
But I haven't seen it explicitly said anywheres.
I haven't seen it explicitly said. I don't think it's going bye-bye, but I believe it will not be available separately, if that makes sense.
Because they did pull all the...
They're consolidating it down to...
Yeah, they started pulling the retail cards in January.
Yeah.
This is wild.
The
more I look at it, the worse it gets.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's very much like a train wreck.
Yeah.
You just keep looking and you're like, I can't take my eyes off this because it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it gets worse. I haven't seen anybody... The whole thing broke, right? And every person that I follow game-wise that would have any thought of this was like, oh, all right. It was very much the Arrested Development. Oh my God, what is the old guy from that show's name?
I'm not gonna know.
But it's him when he's kind of sitting around going like,
okay,
I guess so.
it kills me because if they did add in the first party studio or first party games thing, it would have everyone would have
No one
loved
would
it.
blink. It'd be
Yeah,
like,
everyone would be like, "Yep."
be like, all right, it's a different way to do it than what Game Pass is currently doing. But at the same time, you're offering roughly the same thing. Just your prices are different.
Yeah.
Okay. And it would have been a win.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is like confusion of, all right, you see what they're doing and you're trying to, it's really square peg and round holes.
It really is, yeah. Honestly, I thought like their best move would have been not to compete straight up.
They didn't, which I think is funnier. I think in their head they did, which is the mistake. But I think to anybody that's actually watching it understands that while Xbox is playing in the KBO and it's a lot of fun and they're flying in on hovercrafts and having a good time, we're over here arguing about pitch clocks. That's a weird reference.
That is a weird reference, but it fits. So
it's like one's having a bunch of fun. Or even more, the SpongeBob meme hey, here's a new SpongeBob meme. It's a SpongeBob meme where Squidward is in his house looking out the window, and it's Patrick and SpongeBob, SpongeBob, Patrick and SpongeBob running by, like, celebrating. Patrick and SpongeBob are Xbox players that are excited. And Squidward is the PlayStation player that's like, what is this PlayStation Plus deal? And they're like, wee, games on day one, yay! And he's like, I still have to pay $70 for a Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Because PS5 games are $70.
You know what's going to make this real interesting?
So if you were to buy, for just conversation's sake, Matt, let's say you really wanted Plus and you wanted all the full features of Plus. So you were paying $120 a year, right?
Yep.
And so you're like, all right, I get the free games that I'm gonna get. I get that library. That's cool. Man, the new Call of Duty's coming out though, and I kind of want to like.
We could use current games. All right, so you got the subscription. GT7, $70.
MLB The Show.
MLB The Show, $70.
And you're like, man, those are both live service games that are gonna last for almost the entire year. And I'm paying $120 to play online. Oh, God, that's $300. I've already bought a new console.
Yep.
It's insane.
It is insane. It's absolutely insane.
Insane.
You know what's going to get even more interesting is when Sony gets into their whole like live service games kick.
You want to know what's going to get even funnier? Is in 3 years when Activision yanks Call of Duty off PlayStation. And then drops it, or not, doesn't even yank it off, drops it day one on Game Pass. And goes, oh, man, that's such a shame, Sony. Yeah, you guys still have it. No, you still have it. That's cute. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and download that right now and continue playing.
Didn't we talk about how, like, it's about time for PlayStation to fuck this all up?
Yeah, it always is.
They're doing too well. They got to fuck it up.
They launched the console great. And then it's been immediately I'm going to keep using memes for this entire episode. It's the meme of the guy riding the bike and then putting his own stick in the spoke.
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah. How can Microsoft do this to me? It's like, no, you shot yourself in your own foot, you idiot.
All right, you want to move on? You good?
Yeah, there's nothing good to come out of this.
I mean, we're just beating the same dead horse. It's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, but I don't have glue yet.
That's a good point.
I don't know what I need glue for, but
yeah. To glue my wallet shut so that Sony can't get the money. All right, now for the short stuff. Kotaku has published an extensive article about difficult workplace conditions at Undead Labs, a Microsoft-owned game studio known for its State of Decay series. The article details allegations of sexism at the company and a lack of direction that hurt morale. It's another one. Check it out if you're interested.
Another one bites the dust.
Kind of getting old.
It's getting old, but it's funny for that one. Like, they haven't. Two came out with With or right before the launch of series.
That's what I was about to say. Was the article claims that State of Decay 3 is still in pre-production.
Right. So that's what I mean. Like, 2 came out a while ago, and now it's just kind of been quiet of just doing whatever. And it's like, all right, let's get our name in the media. Oh, not that way.
Yeah, which kind of concerns me because the other day in that interview, Phil Spencer said that State of Decay 3 is one of his most anticipated games.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, I could also see them saying that though, just from like a
marketing.
Well, or him just being like, I'm excited. Like, I enjoy State of Decay. I enjoyed 1, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed 2 when we launched that. And so I'm just pumped for whatever they're going to do with 3.
What worries me, though, is that he said this came out, and granted, it's Phil Spencer, and there's at this point, there's a fucking ton of Xbox studios.
Right.
But it just kind of makes me think that, like, there's a disconnect between, which there probably is.
Oh, I'm sure there's a disconnect, but I don't think it's what we would expect out of other people, where if that was somebody else in a different company's role, you would have them say that, and then this would leak, and you'd be like, did you use that as a cover-up to attempt to blindside and hide and, like, rug sweep this?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not who he is, so I don't see that happening from him.
Yeah, I'm just more concerned that there's a disconnect between Microsoft's core management and what's happening in their studios.
Yes, yeah, I definitely think that they need to
they're almost too hands off.
Grab the reins a little bit.
Yeah, they're almost too hands off. Nintendo announced that it has delayed the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild to spring 2023 release window. Care?
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
Oh man, who could have seen that coming? There's absolutely no way I could have predicted that when it literally got announced.
At this point, I mean,
spoiler alert, might not be the only delay either. It might be another one.
If I had more free time and was more ambitious, I would track, since COVID started, I would look at the percentage of games announced that got delays.
I would be more intrigued if you gave me the percentage of games that did not get delayed.
Well, that was what I was going to say, is I think it might be 100%.
I like to think there's one out there just to set it at 99.
Yeah.
There's just one that's stuck to its guns.
Yeah, it's like 99.8% or something like that. Bandai Namco has announced that it will stop selling copies of Fast and Furious Crossroads next month, less than 2 years after its release.
Jeez, that game's a thing. Oh, I forgot that game's a thing.
I skipped one on accident. Fast and the Furious Crossroads launched in August 2020. Blah, blah, blah. Reviewed poorly. Had a score of 35 on Metacritic.
Got it, because the game looked like dog shit. Do you remember that E3?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh. No, it wasn't even E3, actually. I take that back.
I
believe it was...
It was announced outside of...
I believe it was Game Awards.
Maybe.
Because they brought Vin and what's-her-name on stage to announce it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like their closing thing of that year. And we were sitting in your living room watching it and went, oh my God.
Yeah, I remember that now. EA...
It's all about family, Dom. It's all about family.
EA may have settled on a new name for their FIFA series. Ex-FIFA series, I should say. EA Sport FC.
Oh, God, I like that less.
That's a rumor from GamesBeat's Jeff Grubb. And EA has trademarked the name, but you know how that is.
I'd almost like to see them name it something tongue-in-cheek. EA Football. F-U-T-B-O-L.
Football.
Just to piss off every American. Hey, you playing that football?
Well, I guess that
it's soccer.
It's either going to be, according to him, it's either going to be EA Sport FC or EA Sport Football Club.
Okay, so the same thing.
Yeah. So, are they going to, abbreviate it or not? Essentially. March 25th in the UK. What's up?
Drop the sport part of it. EAFC is way better than EA Sport FC.
I wonder if it's supposed to be EA Sports FC.
Well, probably because it's the EA Sports brand, but they should just ditch that as well because there's no EA Big that they're competing with. There's no EA Arts that they're competing with anymore. You're just EA now.
Yeah.
EA Sports.
It's in the game. On March 25th in the UK, it became illegal to handle a device in a vehicle under virtually any circumstances. How was it not already illegal?
Lawmakers.
And why does it matter?
Their own stocks. I don't know.
I think I've told the story before, but a couple months ago, I saw a girl on her cell phone in front of me on Main Street in the town I live in. And literally right next to her, parked parallel to her because it's Main Street. So we have we have parking on Main Street. Facing out at her was a cop. And guess what he was doing? So we were stopped at a red light on Main Street.
Right.
He was parked on Main Street. So not parallel, perpendicular.
That's where I was going with. I was like, do you mean perpendicular?
Yep, perpendicular to her, facing her. She was on her phone. He was also on his phone.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
He's fucking.
I've been following people. It's gotten worse. Obviously, it always does especially when the weather changes.
Yeah.
Because then you get every idiot that's kind of stayed indoors going outside, and people get lackadaisical with their stuff. I've watched so many people just swerving. Like if I pulled my dash cam footage for the last week, I've had people just openly. I can see the phone in front of me, and their head is turned, and they're doing this, and I'm just watching them drift all over the road.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I had a truck yesterday on the way home. Just was going down the left lane.
Mm-hmm.
We're going down the right lane, and he just randomly goes into the left lane, like just kind of drifts over there. And I'm like, there was nobody walking, there were no deer, there's nothing. Like, what are you? And he just kind of drifts back, and he kind of goes. Then he's just riding the middle line for a while, and I was like, what are you doing?
It's so frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition will be released on April 27th. It's an engine upgrade from the Source engine to Unity.
I mean, it ran fine in Source, but okay.
I don't know, man.
I mean, the game's not demanding.
Warhammer 40,000 Darktide has been delayed again, this time to September 13th. Sons of the Forest has been pushed back from May to October.
No.
That one's upsetting. October is a better day for it, though.
Both of those are true. It's upsetting. It's a better time. And honestly, I haven't heard anything of it other than it existing, so I'm not surprised either.
Yeah. According to known leaker Tom Henderson, Skate 4 has entered internal playtesting, and development is surprisingly far along.
I mean, okay. I still don't know what that game's going to be, so that means nothing to me except for the panic levels can start rising.
Yeah. YouTuber and choreographer Kyle Hanagami has filed a lawsuit against Epic Games over alleged unauthorized use of a dance move in Fortnite.
Shocking.
Yep. Asus says it will be lowering the price of its RTX 30 series cards by up to 25%. I do have to say, I have seen way more graphics cards available for sale and them way cheaper.
I saw Founders one specifically yesterday.
Yeah, Best Buy, right?
Yep. There was.
I've seen a bunch, and I've been like, "Oh, I should text Nate," but I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna," because at this point, he should wait.
I was at work with one of the guys, and him and I were both hunting Founders. And I was like, "Listen, if I get a Founders, that's justifiable because that is an MSRP card.
Yeah,
I lose no money. Deal. I would do it, but we couldn't get one.
Yeah.
There was a 3070 Ti, $600, and I was like,
yeah.
Even if I resell that, that's $800 plus card.
Yeah.
Which would fund the 40 series.
You're so close, though.
I know I'm close.
And there's other stuff we're going to be mentioning that are going to throw a monkey wrench in the whole duopoly that's going on.
What word was that?
Duopoly. You know, two companies?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Those are the only two that.
All right.
Do the
You
thing.
know, you just keep doing what you're doing. I'll wait and see if it comes to fruition.
Okay. Apex Legends. I always want to say Apex for some reason.
Yeah. What?
I don't know why. Apex Legends. I always want to like accentuate the end of Apex for some reason, like Apex. Put an S on it. It doesn't make it. It's fucking dumb.
Apexus? That's what it would be.
Apex.
Yeah, but do that every time.
I wish I could do like the Arnold thing.
I can't do it anywhere near defined. I can do it a little bit, but only with like I can't do the dance. I can only do like one of them.
Yeah. Apex Legends next gen console update has been released, bringing 4K HDR, better lighting, and details. Fortnite has introduced a zero build mode to the game permanently.
Woo!
Zero build is available to play across solo, duos, trios, and squad modes.
No build, way to be.
Intel's Arc GPUs
Yeah, where those been?
have released for laptops.
Oh, well, okay.
And they also showed off their first Arc desktop GPU, which will be out this summer.
Cute.
No details, and it looks like a GPU. Actually, I lied. There are a bunch of stuff released. I don't know if you've seen it. They went through the whole thing. They're like, this is what it is. But we'll save it for when the reviews happen, and then we can talk about it, and no one will give a shit. Sony Entertainment...
Pain. Truth is pain.
Sony Interactive Entertainment filed a trademark for Knack on March 17th in Japan. So maybe we'll get an Knack 3.
Donkey will lose his mind.
He will lose his mind. Sony's Fire Sprite Games may be working on a narrative-driven horror adventure game using Unreal Engine 5, according to a job listing.
More games to 5.
This one we kind of knew about already. Sony has cut nearly 90 jobs in their NA, that's North America, sales and marketing department, and are shutting down their merchandiser team.
Yep.
Windows Central, yeah. I mean, that one.
I mean, we knew about that a while ago, but.
Windows Central believes that Microsoft. All right, so this one was kind of like a low key one that I threw at the end because it kind of happened today. That is going to be a nail in the coffin for the new Sony tiered system for PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
Windows Central believes that Microsoft will launch an Xbox Game Pass family plan at some point this year. I feel like Xbox is like the Game Pass and Xbox is just like literally like a generation ahead of, or 2 generations ahead of Sony as far as like streaming services or Games Pass service, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Yeah.
Game subscriptions.
Live services.
Or that.
Because don't forget, that includes xCloud.
Yep.
Go and give it to you.
I was about to say, I'm going to give it to you. 4 U.S. senators, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker, and Sheldon Whitehouse,
The typical 4.
have sent a letter to the Federal Trade Commission pressuring it to investigate Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
That is the least concerning thing I think you guys should be worried about.
Yeah. Basically, their concern is that they think the FTC shouldn't allow the acquisition to go forward if it's going to make it more difficult for the workers who want to unionize to negotiate with the company.
Which, from Microsoft's previous statement last week, does not seem to be the case.
Yes.
Microsoft said, yeah, we'll listen to it, but it's up to Activision. And they just kind of kicked it downhill.
And the last thing was...
actively, I think that would actually work against them if that was the reason. Because if it goes against them and then they leave Activision Blizzard alone instead of going into Microsoft, Activision Blizzard will 100% refuse to recognize a union.
Yes, I agree with that. The last one, I'm not going to go into it, but I'll just give you a quick overview because you'll probably find it funny and appreciate it. Was a former BioWare GM who was in charge of BioWare when Dragon Age Inquisitions was being made and put out. Did a whole interview, and he talked about the difficulties they had with the Frostbite engine. and he goes into detail on it. And that part was interesting. So if you're, check that interview out if you're interested. But the other thing he says is he directly references CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 3 and basically compares it to their experience with Frostbite and making Dragon Age Inquisitions. And he basically says, like, they had their own engine and could do their own thing. And, their game turned out significantly better for that reason. Like, their game turned out way better than ours did. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But that's it. That's it for the news. News, tidbits.
Yeah. News, tidbits, and more.
Yep.
Or tidbits? No, it's not tidbits.
Trevor's tidbits?
Well, there's Trevor's tidbits. You see Trev got?
I did hear about that.
He got. I was trying to think it's not Tim Tams are obviously something. It's not tidbits though. What is the name of those? They were like the
pretzels?
No, they're Gertrude Hawk.
Oh.
They come in like a little house box, and they're little like shapes or whatever. You can get them like just chocolate or peanut butter chocolate or.
I'm not familiar.
Chocolate. It's not. Is it tidbits? Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Anyway, it's been a week. What have you been up to? I'm gonna look this up while you tell me all about your so busy week.
This guy over here with his fucking jokes. I mean, I don't have anything exciting to say. I haven't played any video games. I've been kind of like, I think Horizon kind of broke me in a way because it just irritated me in weird, strange places that I didn't know I could be irritated. And yeah, so I might do the show this year. I might jump into Gran Turismo. I don't know.
Smidgens. That's what I was thinking of.
And that's about it. Just been working, coming home, doing the whole family, dealing with baby, trying to keep the house in order thing, and potentially looking at, yet another hobby that I'll dip my toe into and then abandon shortly after. I think I'm going to build a drone.
Hasn't even started GT7, by the way.
No. That's what I said. I might start it. I might.
Put yourself on all these waiting lists to end up with this sweet racing rig, and now you're don't even have it yet, and we've already pivoted to potentially building a drone.
I don't know, man. I'm all over the place.
Listen, I have nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it out loud, so you can
don't do that because then it's real.
Then the quiet thoughts become real.
Anyway, so what have you been up to?
I have been up to I raced a little last weekend on GT7.
Crushing it.
Doing the vroom vroom. Just shake your I need to get my National A license, I believe.
Okay.
I think I'm like halfway through doing that. And then I needed to go to the trial mountain course. That was the circuit that I need to get A to go race in. So that's the plan. That's the next step of that. Whenever I get there.
Yeah, no rush.
I loaded up Horizon. I ran further west so I could have a checkpoint over there so I can fast travel a little bit to get around a little bit easier.
Yep.
Running over there, nightmare.
I did the same thing. So like you had to go over there to do Demeter or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I went over there and I saw there was a town. So I went to the town before I went up to go to Demeter.
So I did literally the exact same thing with the same exact thought.
And that run, bullshit. The auto path that like it tells you to go on for like where a road should be,
it's just
puts
trees.
you through trees and like 6 bandit camps.
Yeah, swampy.
And then there's stealth.
Yeah, the stalkers.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's stealth guys. I had somebody else
that will one shot you.
Yeah, I had somebody else dropping airstrikes on me. Somebody was shooting lasers at me, and then there were 2 angry dog things in a tree near the tall neck.
Yeah. Yeah. So the stalkers have a giant laser on their back that will one-shot you.
Yes.
So that's fun.
Yeah. Then there was the airstrike one. I can't remember what the airstrike one was called.
Airstrike. I don't know what that is.
he just basically kind of plants himself for a second, does a mortar strike essentially.
Interesting.
He's on the path there. He's just like kind of walking around. It's like a random not apex.
There's also a giant fucking bird that
have not seen that.
It's actually a bat. It's a giant fucking bat about the size of a storm bird that can go invisible as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, you know what? I just ruined it for you because you're going to Demeter, and that's where I think the first place you see one.
Oh, all right.
So be prepared for that. Have fun.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Love it. Great times. Yeah, so that'll be, whenever I get back to that, that'll be where I am. But the show came out for people that pre-ordered, and I am a sick bastard, and I pre-ordered, so I've been playing.
Listen, I feel like you get a pass for that.
I get a pass for, well, I shouldn't be the one to give myself passes, but I get a pass whenever I pre-order. Because
when you pre-order the show or just pre-order anything?
In general.
Okay.
Anything. Because when I pre-order is usually 2 days before the game comes out.
Okay.
Because I pre-order. I just confirm my purchase so I can do the download. That's really all it is. So I can just have it ready so I can sit down and play. But it's still a pre-order, so I still get the pre-order bonus.
That's fair.
But yeah, so I've been playing the show. Playing the new mini seasons mode they put in Diamond Dynasty. Had to recreate my player because I couldn't continue my save. Don't know why. That was weird.
Interesting.
They changed some stuff of like how archetypes and whatever works. I was like, whatever, I'll just create a new person. And the only reason I even created a person anyway is because the servers went down for a little bit today. So I was like, all right, well, can't play Diamond Dynasty. And then I've been raiding in WoW. So
yeah,
we're 8 out of 11 heroic, 3 more to go.
How's your ranking?
We slipped a little bit, but I think we're still where we were. We're no longer number one on the server, I think.
Rookie numbers, got to pump them up.
Yeah. That's what happens when you only raid for like 4 to 5 total hours a week.
Has there been talk of increasing that at all, or do you guys like it where it's at?
Not exactly. The issue is with West Coasters, and like we kind of have to raid when we can type of thing, which is really annoying.
Those dirty fucking West Coasters, man.
Fucking 3 hours. Come on, we're starting at 8:30. Get home, get on. Let's go. I don't care you haven't had dinner. I ate 3 hours ago. Let's move. But we're doing all right. We're moving right along. So
good to hear.
Hopefully we'll be starting Mythic soon at least, and just kind of dipping the toes in at least. Start to kind of see some stuff and
should spice it up. And if
as long as if we can kill 2 Mythic bosses, that also potentially increases chance for like loot for things in our vault the next week and whatever. So
what I was going to say. You should spice it up and go into Mythic before you finish Heroic. Just kind of get your little feet wet.
Might. We very well might.
Yeah.
We didn't finish normal before we went to Heroic.
Yeah.
We still haven't killed the jailer.
Oh, well, fuck it.
We didn't even bother on normal because he doesn't drop anything we need. We got all the way through everything and went, all right, cool, let's go to Heroic.
Pro team over here. I hear they're going to be in Race World first next
we're
time.
Not.
I mean, you could.
We're racing. We're racing at 5 hours a week right now, not 16 hours a day for 7 days in a row for 20-something days.
Crazy.
Now, would I still love to do that? Oh, for sure.
I know you would. You would. You definitely would.
If somebody was like, "Oh man, if the race is going to be similar to what it is now or what it was this time, where it's like you're going to game for 16 hours a day for 3 to 4 weeks." And, like, you're just going to be involved. I'd be like, yep. Sign me up. I'll have Matt stop at the house to take care of Max. But I am going buck wild in attempting to do that.
You never know. The world is your oyster.
I got to get better, though, if that's going to be the case. But, all right. Yeah, that's all I got.
I got nothing.
Easy enough. Simple podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.